Well, it's that day that we've been, should I say, looking forward to? We've been anticipating, I should say, for the past. Did that not even fade transition? It just cut, whatever. Whatever, I thought that it might. That we've been anticipating for, well, since the beginning of this year, basically, since like February. Since this game was announced in like February, like a month after Legends Arceus. And here we are playing the video game, treading. Yeah, maybe there. The layout might be subject to change, but right now it's looking something like this. As the case, played in German. Maybe if I was playing it on my own time. Yeah, that might be the case. So, I've heard about the performance of this game. I have heard about that. I also heard, when it comes to customization here, that hair options are no longer gender exclusive. So that's pretty cool. It is currently 4:30 in the morning. I'm tired as heck because, you know, I had to get up at 6 a.m. for university this past day. So in an hour and a half, I'll have been awake for 24 hours. And 2 days from now, there's the freaking 24-hour charity stream. So in terms of my sleep, I think streaming this right now is probably about the worst idea I could have possibly had. But we're doing it anyway, because I want to get out part 1 on the day that this game comes out instead of the day after, you know? So I can get that at the ready tonight after doing, like, a really, really short stream tonight because I'm really tired. So, you know, today's Thursday. Well, it's Friday. It's Friday morning, 4:30 in the morning. I'll get some sleep, stream a little bit more of it after. Then Saturday to Sunday is going to be the 24-hour charity stream, which is going to help fundraise for the Stollery Children's Hospital. So anyone who wants to stop by and hang out during that, it'll be a stream to support a good cause. We'll stream a whole bunch of games. Scarlet and Violet will probably be a thingamabob that we do at the end. So I heard about these different styles and stuff. So it's cool that you can just do whatever the heck. So yeah, I'm going to be up for 24 hours today. And then spend most of, like, tomorrow, well, today, I guess, sleeping. And then try to get some rest up for the 24-hour charity stream, you know? So, there's that. But yeah, while finally long-haired protagonists exist in the world of Pokemon, long-haired male protagonists. Yeah. Heck yeah. I mean, there were some NPC, like, helper dudos. Like, didn't Adaman have long hair in Legends Arceus, if I'm not losing my mind? No, where was the, hold on, the freaking thingamabob? No, gosh dang it, it was this, I think, right? Yes, that. It was that, and then the, dark brown. But in case anyone wants to see the hair colors and stuff. But yeah. And yeah, that's what I heard from the Discord server. I've been seeing on Twitter and Discord really, really bad performance problems. And I saw in Discord earlier, someone was mentioning that apparently the reason this game has really bad performance problems is because it loads the entire open world at once. Which is something that you should never do in an open world game? You know? Like, why would you ever do that? There's changing look in here where you can tinker around with, like, a whole bunch of customization settings here and stuff. I'm not gonna showcase a whole lot of these, I don't think. There's a reason for this, that'll become clear very soon here. Boobity-bop, I'm just gonna go ahead and select Hazel. I'll, you know, show some of the basic kind of thingamabobs. Wait, I could show, like, some of these weird thingamabobs. I'm not gonna go through them all, like, picking and choosing, and that'll become clear, like, soon-ish. I'll just go with, like, something that's close-ish to default. And it's not gonna stay like this, though. It's not gonna stay like that. So, my day today, well, yesterday, I guess, has been all over the place. Yeah, the character creation's actually good. I looked through it earlier, which, you know, this will all become, don't worry, this will all come together. It all makes sense, like, soon. My day today was pretty crazy. I had a term test in this math/computing class that I'm in. So I was a little bit stressed out about that. I don't know if it went super well, but I gave it my best shot, and hopefully it went okay. And the pop-in begins with the details on those mountains. You'll love to see it. Taking lessons from tradition, growing stronger and greater. Wow. And then I, you know, came home from university, and I heard that there was the 10 p.m. release that was going on here. They used to do midnight releases at GameStop, but ever since COVID, they started doing 10 p.m. releases to kind of distribute people out a lot more. Well, I think that might have been the... I didn't go there, like, before 10 p.m. I didn't go there to, you know, be one of the first ones there. It's time for you to dive... Wait, time for you to dive into the world of Pokemon. Okay. I don't think I've seen a line that long since the launch day of the Switch. I was there the launch day of the Switch, where in front of GameStop, this is in an indoor mall, luckily, don't have to wait outside. It went, like, it zigzagged in front of the GameStop 4 times, it went all the way down the hall, looped back, and back around and in front of the GameStop for, you know, the Switch release day. This time, it was from the GameStop, all the way down to the mall entrance, loop around, and go back down the hall again, and loop around a little. I actually took a little bit of a video of it. I can send it in Discord, is what I can do. I think because the server's boosted, it'll probably let me send stuff like that. Hold on, I'm gonna send it in photos in Discord, and then I can show it, because, yeah, I took, like, a short video of this, just showing how long the line is. So I've been there, like, right at launch for several games before, but this might be the longest line that I may have ever seen for a single game. So it seems like the whole stance of going for open world and like, this is different, it's an open world Pokemon game now, really seemed to get a lot of people interested in this. Considering, if I go to Display Capture 2 here, oh wow, I need to move this up, I think. I was tinkering around with this layout so much, doing, well, my cameras are gone, whatever. But this was the line. So GameStop was over, you can't even see it. It's like, oh, there it is. You can see the sign, like, right there. So it goes all the way down the hall here, when, you know, the rest of the mall is closed, all the way down to the entrance. It loops around. It goes all the way down here. It went around this corner a little bit and looped around. I was very, very stunned. let's just say. So, yeah, that might have been the longest line I've ever seen in front of GameStop. That or the Switch release day. Paldea is a sprawling region bursting with lush nature and magnificent landscapes. And from what I've seen from this game so far, it looks really rushed, the smidges I've seen so far. So, you know, it's crazy to think that a game with performance from what I've seen of this so far is tailoring, you know, that much of a crowd by nature of being Pokemon and being something new, you know? So, I was very, very surprised. This is also, of course, home to mysterious creatures known as Pokemon. They reside here in great numbers, in fact. Do they now? Wow. But yeah, reminds me of the line you stood when Black and White launched. Yeah, that would have been before the era where I would have been going and getting games, like, right when they came out there. Alright, yeah, look how cute that— oh, yeah. Pokemon can be found living all over, in the seas, in the skies, even in our cities and towns. We humans coexist with Pokemon, as we both help one another to live and thrive. I hope I also don't pass out during the short stream, because I am really tired. Naranja Academy is here to help you learn even more about these precious partners. Within our halls, people from all regions gather to study together. And as Pokemon trainers, they have their Pokemon do battle, growing alongside them. While our robust curriculum of coursework helps our students draw forth their fullest potential. It is within these halls that you will find your friends, your Pokemon, and your true self. We, the faculty and staff at Naranja Academy, can't wait to welcome you with open arms. I was chatting with a few people that were there. I was chatting in, like, my local kind of group area. And the people that I was chatting with were all really nice. They were all really cool dudos there. And when we were all talking about, like, our reasons for getting the game, I mentioned that, you know, I do, you know, I do video essays and stuff. And I'm doing it for review purposes. And while as I was talking to them about it, it seemed like, you know, they're Pokemon fans as well, and they, you know, weren't super duper in belief that it was gonna be, like, super well optimized and stuff, but still wanted to play it just to see, like, how it turned out and stuff. And it made me wonder, like, how many other people are in that kind of situation where it's, like, you know, not super duper convinced that it's gonna be well optimized and a well fleshed out game, but still want to see how it turned out by nature of it being Pokemon, you know? I don't know. Maybe. That was some of the things I heard there. Fascinating how this sticks with the Pokemon Professor. It doesn't even change, like, marginally over generations of Pokemon games. We all coexist peacefully times 12. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool to see something different. Oh, you look— speaking of different, you look different. I haven't seen you yet. I saw some of the leaks. I wasn't, you know, on the edge of my seat following them all the time like some people were. That was definitely not the case with me, but I saw some of them there. and you're definitely new looking, is the case. So anyway, I was in line, and in a not half bad position, despite, getting there a little bit after 10 p.m. And, was making some good progress through the line. And then, all of a sudden, I run into someone that I knew from high school that I haven't seen in at least 4 years, who recognized me, despite me wearing my, I was wearing a mask at the time. I was wearing my, Umbreon and Espeon mask because I've been a little bit sickly lately, so hopefully I'm not sick during the 24-hour cherry shoot. I've had a little bit of a cold. But he recognized me, and he recognized my voice when I was talking with the other new people that I met, and we got to chatting and caught up and stuff, and I was like, wow, that's really cool to, run into someone after all this time. And he was waiting for other people that I knew from high school that I haven't seen in at least 4 years. So, had a little bit of a group thing going on there. These friendos were dressed up as Team Skull, so I took a picture with them and I texted it to Guzma, was the case. And, Guzma responded to me, saying, "Lol, what, how, and where?" That's actually really epic. is the case. I sent some pictures in this Discord server that I used to just, send myself stuff. If I turn on the display capture 2 here again, for a hot second. So, yeah. I've not seen this group of nerds in several years. And they know that I have this channel and stuff. And, we were talking about how it's progressed over time and stuff. And so it is possible that they might be seeing this one day, in which case you three are all nerds, if any of you are seeing this. So I sent this to Guzma, and it really flabbergasted Guzma. And then, after I got the game, I went and I'm only going to be playing Scarlet. I only own Scarlet here. But what I actually have here is the freaking double pack thingamabob. Not because I'm playing both titles. I'm not going to do that like I did with Sword and Shield anymore. But because the other version, Violet, is going to the older of my little cousins there who wanted to, get a copy as well. So I was like, yeah, I can give that to you for a discounted price. So, at my cousin's place, where my truck is, I stopped by there on the way home at 3 a.m. because I had to pick up some parts. I had to pick up a wheel well there so I can check what size bolts it would need. And I needed to take some pictures of the master cylinder so I can send that to somebody that might help us with the master cylinder. But while I was there, I was like, all right, I'm gonna leave the copy of Pokemon Violet here for him, and he'll pay me back whenever, essentially. And while we were in line there were a lot of goodies that they were giving out, and normally whenever we start a new playthrough, I would show off all the new goodies that come with it. I don't have the pre-order goodies yet, because apparently they didn't get them in, so I'm gonna have to go and get those in a future time, so I'll show those during a future session. But they passed around packs of stickers to everybody. You could go to the front and you could get a picture with some promotional art thingamabob that I'll probably show those off some other time in the Discord server. You could get these little cardboard-like hats of the 3 different starters, Sprigatito, Ducklet, and the Thing, that, you basically just tie around your head like that. So a lot of people were wearing these little cardboard hats. And they had plenty. They were going around, quite a lot there. So I just got one of each. And I would be showcasing them, but I decided while I was there in the garage with my truck, leaving this copy of Pokemon Violet, I decided to make a shrine, is what I decided to do. Oh yeah, there was some, wrapping paper that was, Super Nintendo themed. I decided to make a shrine to pray to the Pokemon gods that this game would not be bad. So there's Pokemon Violet, there were some of the stickers of Koraidon, Miraidon, there was the freaking Lechonk one. There's the 3 hats. So my truck, one of the previous owners mounted signal lights and brake lights up like that, essentially, up on the top there. So I put the Fuecoco and the, gosh dang it, the Quaxley hat on there, and then I put the Sprigatito hat, right there, kind of on top of, and I just put this wrapping paper over there being held still by the windshield wipers. So I made a freaking shrine here on my 1952 truck. So I had the Quaxley and Fuecoco ones on either side, right on the Fargo thingamabob. So I decorated it up. So hopefully I've made peace with the Pokemon gods, and with this offering, hopefully this will be a good game. So this was me at 3 in the morning, so close to 2 hours ago. It's almost 5 in the morning right now. Holy crap. So there's that. So yeah, I got there a little bit after 10 p.m., to the GameStop to the mall. I got out of there around, 2:30 a.m. and, you know, got to my truck and, you know, was doing the stuff over there at about 3 a.m. And I made my freaking shrine testament praying to the Pokemon gods. And then I came here. So, you know, it's the middle of the night right now, but whenever my, little cousin wakes up and goes to check out what's in the garage, I think I just sent him a text saying, there's a thing in the garage, check it out when you get the chance. I think that's the text that I sent him a couple hours ago. So whenever he wakes up and sees that and checks out the garage, that'll be what he sees, is a freaking shrine of a 1952 truck themed after freaking Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I guess. So, again, I would normally show off all the goodies here on camera that I got there, but I used them to make a shrine on my truck. So, yeah, I don't have them. They're, you know, a little bit of a drive away. It's a new Nintendo Switch system. This one's got a bigger screen. I see what they're doing here. I see it! But yeah, let's see here. Typing Lechonk brings up an emote? Wow. I guess that's just a Twitch emote now. How'd this squirrel get in my house? Excuse me, what the hell? The squirrel was a major problem for my truck because I found out after, after putting it in that garage and actually starting to do work on it, there was a squirrel that kind of filled it to the brim with pine cones in some areas. Namely, parts of the box in the back. And during times that I've been doing work underneath that truck, I've continued to find, like, more pine cones. Problem squirrel. But hey, at least we don't have to worry about that problem squirrel anymore now that my truck lives elsewhere, you know? Yeah, I made an offering for the Nintendo gods, so we'll see if it appeases them enough to make this a good game. Good morning, Harmonia. So, that's what I did. Oh, alright, and your uniform and everything. Well, it is your first day at your new school, after all. I'm so excited for you. Still, you might want to cool your engines before you go racing out the door. School contacted me and said that you're supposed to wait here a little while longer. Their words, not mine. Stay at home. Apparently there's something very important for your first day that still hasn't arrived. Is it the pre-order bonus that still hadn't arrived? I think it's just... When I was looking up online, apparently the GameStop pre-order bonus was pins. And that's what I have in the script of Chapter 1 of the Scarlet Violet video essay, which I already have Chapter 1 written because Chapter 1 is everything before release, so like pre-order bonuses, release timelines, everything that's not about the game itself. And when I looked up online, GameStop, I believe the pre-order bonus was pins, but when I was there, the GameStop staff were saying that the pre-order bonus was a lanyard, apparently, that they're waiting to come in. It might have been that, like, the double pack was getting pins or something? That might actually be what it is. I don't know. We give Lechonk an offering. Yeah, I mean, in that shrine thingamabob that I made, Lechonk was kind of, you know, the one that I put right between Koraidon and Miraidon, because I thought my little cousin would find that funny. You know, ding dong! Maybe that's the very thing we're waiting for. Ammonia, get the door, will you? So that's been my day today. So there's that. So, you know, it's been a busy day. It's been a fun day, but it's been a busy day. I was playing Smash Bros with some of my friendos that I haven't seen in like 4 years. Just one person holding the Switch with Joy-Cons on either side like that, and the other with like 2 Joy-Cons holding it, you know, just holding the Joy-Cons like that. Was fun, but it's really, really hard to be standing playing Smash Bros, looking at this screen, and also be slowly moving with the line. It was tricky. Do forgive the intrusion. You are Master Harmonia, yes? Well, I'm not a master yet. I'm actually testing for 3rd degree black belt. 4th degree is going to be the next one, which is master. That would still be a long way away. Hopefully one day I hope to be Master Harmonia, but that's still a while away. On behalf of the Academy, I must apologize for the late arrival of your enrollment documents. And also forgive my delay in introducing myself. I love how you just barged into my home. What's weird about this game is, as I've continued to see various bits of footage of it, is some things look amazing and some things look really, really bad. Like, look at the details on clothes, for example. That's really good. I'm the director of Naranja Academy. You may call me Mr. Clavel. The director? And you came in person to help my son with his first day? Why does his house look like something that would have been constructed in Sims? I've never played Sims, so I wouldn't know, but, well, I am responsible for the entire academy, including any failures on its part. So, here at last are the enrollment documents that should have already been delivered to you. What? That looked like a shopping bag. Goodness, you really needn't have. Since you come all this way, can I at least offer you a cup of tea? No need to trouble yourself. Ammonia, I've got a thing or two to discuss with the director here. Why don't you head up back to your room and finish getting ready for school? We'll need your bag and your hat as well. Alright, we'll get that. Oh, Mr. Clavel, you simply must join me for a cuppa. This way. Oh, are we British now? Well, how can I refuse such a kind offer? This is how behind the times Pokemon is. It took until the generation after the British game to make the characters British. Anyway, let's go get the hat. I go really slowly. My goodness gracious. Yeah, the headmaster basically just broke into my house here. So, there's that. Let's get the thingamabob. Also, the previous layouts for the last couple main series Pokemon games, Legends Arceus and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, have been designed by me. This layout is not designed by me. This is a layout designed by a different artist who will be linked in the description below when this is uploaded over on YouTube. And who also might well be doing some Pokemon art for the Pokeballs and stuff, it sounds like. So there might be some cool art stuff to be on the lookout for. So, yeah. You can press X button to open the main menu. Select the save option from this menu to save all the progress you made on your adventure so far. When you open up the bag, you'll find some keynotes inside, including your adventure guide. Check it out whenever you want. You'll review handy tips like these that you receive along your adventure. But yeah. Yeah, I know that it's set in Spain, which is why I was making the joke about, you know, it took them after the British game to actually make them British, even though, you know, this is Spain and not... not even Britain is the thingamabob. Because a cuppa and getting a cup of tea seems like a British thing to me. I'm not British, so I wouldn't know for sure, but stereotypical British in my mind is what it sounds like, you know? Oh, look at you, all ready for your big first day. Yes, the uniform of our storied academy suits you quite well indeed. Also, this layout might be subject to a little bit of change. Like, for example, the Pokeballs may be shifted down a little bit at some point just to leave the game screen completely open, because when I'm doing my video essay, if I want to get some shots that just show the game and not any of this layout, that means I'd be able to, you know, zoom into just that without anything cutting into it like that. So, you know, layout might be subject to change, but, you know, first session here, it probably doesn't matter that much. What the heck is going on with the lighting on his face? What is happening? He looks like he's becoming freaking Morbius out here with those kind of visual effects. Gracious, how very careless of me. I'd entirely forgotten that I've something else for you, Master Harmonia. Most important thing, that... Oh my goodness, that's so distracting. What is happening? Also, sometimes I might just switch to, you know, layouts like this that just full screen the game. This is the kind of layout that we play most games on. I just like having, you know, Pokeballs and stuff for Pokemon layouts. So if there's something really visually jarring that I just want, you know, to get full screened, we can switch to that layout. Oh, but it's gonna lag as it switches to this because it unloads all those images and then loads them back in. But your living room is hardly the place for it. You care to follow me outside? So anyway, might switch layouts like that. Yeah, that would be the Spanish thing to do there, right? Wonder what this important thing might be. Let's follow the director out and see, shall we? So I can turn my camera indoors, but not a massive ton, so I guess the front of the house still doesn't exist. That's kind of jarring how that suddenly cuts off. Wait, what's this? Is this a secret room? Is this like the biggest starting Pokemon house ever? You don't need to go in. But I want to go in, though. But I want to, you know? But yeah, probably not the kind of thing that they want to do in a Pokemon game, though, offering a wine. Maybe, hey, look, a freaking substitute thingamabob. Maybe they'd offer some jelly donuts, though. Maybe. We're gonna go back to some old school Pokemon offerings there. You know. Yeah, just wait until the next Pokemon game is over in the land of Deutschland. Speaking of happenings over the land of Deutschland, are you planning on picking up this game, Aaron? Or nah? Let's see here. That mailbox doesn't have a shadow. That looks like it was pasted in from a completely different game. Right then, dear Pokemon. Time to come out of your Pokeballs. Wow. Which one are we choosing? It's totally a big mystery and totally wasn't explicitly shown by the shrine I made on my truck. We provide each student entering the academy a Pokemon of their own. I'll ask you to choose which among these three you would like to have as your partner. Sprigatito, the grass cat Pokemon. The Thing, the fire croc Pokemon that has a freaking craft single smackarood right on its chest. And Espanol Ducklet, the duckling Pokemon. Wow. But yeah, you do though, you slacked off a bit recently. You should probably wait a bit, before, like, picking it up. They're all very good company. Why, they usually refuse to even leave my side. I get pranked. What's this? So it turns out they're more interested in you, Master Harmonia, than familiar old me. I do wish I could stay and see which one you'll choose, but I must be off to my next breaking and entering. I'll be at the house just over there. Take your time with your decision, then come find me once your mind is made up. Now, if you'll excuse me, until next we meet, away! What a mannerly fellow that director of yours is. His three are all lovely, but you need to choose just one, right? Not an easy task. Why not take this opportunity to walk about with these little ones and get to know them? I'm sure they have lots to teach you. What, that I can— oh my goodness, what happened to the lighting? It suddenly became darker. Oh, but before you go, I got you a little something to celebrate your big day. Take it with you if you're going out on your own. What's the thingamabob? Oh, sweet, I get a phone for going out. Put the Rotom phone in your bag's key item's pocket. Rotom phone, the latest model of smartphone. A Pokemon called Rotom lives within it. It can be used to run all sorts of handy apps. So, what's the— I've wondered this ever since Sun and Moon. Is like, what is the deal with the Rotom devices anyway? Like, is this indentured servitude going on here? I mean, you could argue that about Pokemon in general, not just, you know, phones and tech. This is a brand new phone! Wow! According to the instructions, you can check the map app by pressing the Y button. It'll keep you from getting lost, so take good care of your new gadget, okay? Now, if you go, have fun! I hope I do. I made a whole shrine hoping that I would. Wait, does the mailbox have a shadow now? Oh, it does now. Did I just not see it before? Am I blind? Am I actually silly? Alright, I don't think I have a run button right now. Oh, that garden. Oh, my goodness gracious. It's starting already. I had to get, like, a decent bit into Pokemon Legends Arceus before I started noticing janky stuff. And it's happening, like, immediately on exiting your house in this game. Oh, well. It's the way we go, I guess. But yeah, there's that. Quaxley honestly becomes most sinister when it involves Conquistador Intensifies. The group that I was initially with in line before I went to, like, further back in line to hang out with my old friendos there, we were talking a little bit about the starters and, you know, looking on our phones to see the starter evolutions and talking about, like, which one was the go-to one there. That was a fun little conversation there. Also, speaking of fun conversations, when I brought up doing video essays and stuff, they had asked me if I have, like, a YouTube channel. I was like, yep, I do that. It's like, oh, how many subscribers? And I was like, well, I think it recently hit 18.5k, I believe. And, you know, I personally don't care all that much about sub count. I care more about, you know, regulars and faces that I'm seeing regularly and, you know, the ongoing community and stuff. But, you know, it can't be denied that it is a bit of a status symbol because people treat me differently than, you know, oh, now I can run and stuff, than, you know, the days that I would have had, like, a few hundred subscribers or a few thousand subscribers, stuff like that. So the reactions I got after saying 18.5k were like, whoa, you know, like, stuff like that, where it's like, okay, yeah, that's certainly something. So, you know, it's interesting to see reactions like that. But people are like, huh, you've got something going on. And I'm just like, no, I don't. I'm just a nerd that plays video games and sometimes things happen. So there's that. Hello, G-Par. Big fan of your reviews. Awesome to hang out for the first time. Well, I appreciate you stopping by here. I'm glad that you enjoyed those reviews there. Welcome on into the shenanigans for our wacky new playthrough here. The power of science! Also, hello, guys, to Will. Maybe it's a reference to Game Freak instead of actually putting in work to make a hood phone. They shove in a Rotom and call it a day. The power of science is amazing. It can create a lot better looking video games than this. You connect with friends, you can head out on adventures together, up to 4 of you at a time. I want this playthrough to also be, like, a lot more collaborative as well. So, you know, I've wanted to collab with other content creators more often, but it's just really hard to find the time to do so. But a playthrough like this is the perfect opportunity, because what I've seen from the oh my goodness, what's going on with Sprigatito's eyes? Evil eyes. Anyway, the multiplayer of this game, from what I've seen, actually looks playable, unlike Sword and Shield. So, sometime during this playthrough, I'd like to reach out to a bunch of content creator friendos and just, like, hop into sessions with different content creator friendos doing the multiplayer and just, like, chatting about the game and stuff. I'd love to do that throughout this series, so here's hoping that's able to work out. Also, one more thing that's probably good to note. I found out, like, yesterday that, you know how in BDSP a lot of things were locked behind the day 1 patch? There was, like, the soundtrack, all of post-game, a zillion other things, stuff like that. Well, apparently there's something wacky going on with the soundtrack in this game too. It's not the whole OST is behind the Day 1 patch, just the Elite Four theme and some other themes. So I'm currently playing disconnected from the internet and unpatched. I don't know if I'd have the patience to go all the way to the Elite Four without the Day 1 patch. We'll see, but I am tempted to see what music would play otherwise if this is true, because we did it in BDSP for Science, and I'm kind of curious to see it here. It would mean that I wouldn't be able to do multiplayer shenanigans before that point, so I'd be a little bit on the fence about doing it, but, you know, I want to know! I want to know the truth, I want to find out myself. Also, before we have, like, a bunch of performance issues and people are like, oh, you're just having performance issues because you didn't install the Day 1 patch. I looked into the Day 1 patch, it's literally just balance changes. If you scroll through, like, all the patch notes that people have compiled, it's just a bunch of balance changes, like, these Pokemon can learn these moves now, this is changed about this moves, yada yada, stuff like that. It's so weird. It seems to be a Day 1 patch of almost completely balanced changes. Apparently it doesn't do anything for the performance from what I've been hearing. But yeah, I really want to experience Scarlet and Violet with your reactions. You're pumped, that's awesome to hear. I'm glad to hear it there. Wait, does the game load everything at once because of the 4-player online? Wouldn't it only be loading what, like, well, logically, if it was made in a logical way, wouldn't it only be loading, you know, what's near the players? Even if it is 4-player multiplayer, rather than everything? But I guess they were just like, yeah, let's just make it load everything. This grass looks so much better than in the early trailers. Some of the interesting image comparisons that I've seen in the Discord server have been showing some of the early trailers compared to the later trailers, and showing that, you know, the detail and things like that grass there changed a lot. And, you know, it is really concerning, because it's like, oh, that much detail is being saved until, you know, are you these three's trainer? No. Sure not. So it was a little bit concerning, the whole talk about vertical slices, yada yada. Not quite. Master Harmonia has yet to make his choice, you see. Whoa, what was that weird flash? I do wonder which of them he will choose as his first Pokemon. Running on Sleepy Brain, same. So am I here. This isn't going to be a super long stream, I just want to start it, honestly. So Day 1 patches shouldn't be the standard, really, if you sell your game for 60 pounds. I understand Day 1 patches if it's just like, oh, here's like a small bug that we overlooked before, you know, getting production underway. Like, stuff like that is perfectly reasonable to me. But stuff like, here's fleshing out the meta of the game? It's like, wait, huh? Wouldn't that have been something that's done, like, before release? Or is done in updates after, like, people start playing and the meta develops and you see what you need to nerf and buff? You know, stuff like that. Instead of it being like, ship it out, and then we're gonna brainstorm what seems balanced and tinker around as such. Apparently that's what the Day 1 patch is in this. Apparently. I don't know for sure, but that's what I've seen online, apparently. But yeah, let's see here. Yeah, he kind of made a bite sound, and there was no bite to the fruit there. Buenas, we haven't met, have we? Is this game gonna test my high school beginner Spanish class that I retain nothing from, apart from the cultural stuff? What's going on with Fuecoco? He's just lost in his own world. Just like plotting how Fuecoco's gonna murderize me or something. I must say, I wasn't expecting to see you here quite so soon. Well, I'm trying to get this game underway and stuff. Hang on, director. Is this who I think it is? That's right. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Yes, this is our academy's newest student, Master Hamo. He will be attending as of today. So you're that kid who moved in up the road. Yeah, into like the super duper standalone house, not close to any other houses that shows main character Pokemon house, I guess. I've been dying to find out more about you. Oh, that's creepy. No, I'm Nimona. Normally I live in the school dorms, but home is here. What do you say, new neighbor? Wanna be friends? What happens if you say no? I'm curious. No? Huh? What's wrong? Did I scare you off? I came on a little strong. Mr. Mona is president of our student council and a champion-ranked trainer in her own right. I absolutely love Pokemon battling. In fact, we should battle right now, you and me. Easy now. You two will be in the same class, so you'll have plenty of time to battle later, when the teachers force you to duke it out. And get to know one another better, of course. We're gonna be neighbors and classmates? Nice, we'll be able to battle all we want. As you say, this is someone that just said they didn't want to be your friend. Realistically, I probably would have said yeah, sure. On that- whoa, Shadows. On that note, Master Harmonia. Have you decided which of these Pokemon you would like to be your first partner? Yes. Yeah. How will you make your starter choice? Personally, you go by cutest. I mean, the one that I'm gonna be picking is gonna be the cutest. And Mortis is a Team Magic Weed Cat. Yeah, so the options are Magic Weed Cat, Espanol Ducklet, or The Thing. Oh my goodness, the lighting just suddenly... Oh, I don't understand what's going on with the lighting of this game sometimes. What is going on with the shadows? That's Sprigatito, a grass-type Pokemon. I can use its plant powers to soak up whatever water you throw at it. And yeah, this is why the Sprigatito hat was the very topmost of my truck there. It's crazy to think that all those hats are just gonna be, you know, sitting there on this whole truck through the night until they're eventually found by someone else here. Let's go with our good grass-type Pokemon, Sprigatito here. Yeah. I have seen the evolutions, and while I don't like Fuecoco's, you know, base evolution, the fully evolved form is actually pretty cool, not gonna lie. You chose Sprigatito. You like give Sprigatito a nickname? Yeah, so oftentimes nicknames that we give on this channel. Hold on. Whoa, wait. Is my stream deck gonna work? Yes, good. It was working earlier, and then it wasn't working earlier, and it was all over the place. So I'm glad it's actually working now. I always like doing references to other games, especially other games that we're doing on the channel and stuff. This is a reference to a game that we haven't actually started on the channel yet, but plan on covering next year. So apparently Sprigatito evolves into like a sorcerer, evolves into a sorcerer-like character. And I was like, alright, who are some sorcerers in games I played and games I like? So this is gonna be an RPG that we play next year, maybe early next year if I have the time. It might not be early next year, it might be sometime later. A game that was originally gonna go on next year. You know it! Paper Mario! Exactly it. I was like, yes, let's go ahead and make a Paper Mario reference. I can't wait to play Thousand Year Door next year. That'll be awesome. Yeah, I like Sprigatito because the Masquerade Ball aesthetic is incredibly cool. I try to play into the title a little bit. You can't really see it all that well. Maybe if I turn off that. I put like when I was designing that text, I put like that little grassy wisp thingamabob that I guess the art of the fully evolved one had, at least from the one screenshot that I saw. I was like, oh yeah, let's put that over the A and N. I put like a random diamond over the V, and then like the dots of the two eyes are like, you know, the more paw-like color thingamabob. It's harder to tell when this sprite is actually here for stuff like the diamond and the weird plant thingamabob on the right, but those are details that I put in there. I kind of went ham, more so than I needed to do so. Sprigatito seems to have taken quite a liking to you, Master Humble. It's your first Pokemon, yes? Please raise it with love and care. Yeah, it's my first Pokemon ever. And of course, be sure to keep it tucked safely inside a Pokeball. Alright, in it goes. Kind of want to watch you more, but you gotta get on your day. Have fun with the game, everyone. Alright, appreciate that there, and have an awesome rest of the day there. There's an order. Legasp. Harmonia. I can't believe you actually chose Sprigatito. Yeah, I know. I'm so ready for 420 now. I mean, like, a way to make the perfect choice for you. You two make such a good combo. Can I choose one of these Pokemon too, Director Clavel? Oh, but did you not receive a Pokemon when you entered the Academy, Miss Nimona? Not back then, no. I had other Pokemon I was focused on raising at the time. But now, I want to raise a new Pokemon alongside Harmonia while he raises his own new partner. Imagine someone just said that they didn't want to be your friend, and you start coming on this hard of like, I want to be like right alongside them every step of the way. It's like, oh, that's weird. I mean, this is obviously meant to, you know, be generic text that would play out either way. And, you know, the logical answer would have been yes. I just clicked no just because I was curious what, you know, would happen. Indeed. A rather splendid idea. I'm sorry. I can't do a good Malice impression, but, if you wish to raise one of these Pokemon on equal footing with Master Harmonia here, I shall be more than happy to allow it. Yes! Since Harmonia chose Sprigatito, I'll go for this little one. Nice to meet you, Quaxley. Welcome to the team. So once again, going with the one that you have an advantage against. Alright then. Now that we... Look! The unchosen thing over there. It's just... Now that we've chosen our Pokemon, we have to battle. We'll be waiting for you down at the beach. Come join me when you're ready. I will say, though, I do generally like the trainer designs I've seen in this game. Like Nemona's design, for example. Honestly, really good. As you may have noticed, Miss Nimona is a tad overly fond of Pokemon battling. But I do hope you'll join her for a battle. It will help you get to know your own Pokemon as well. We shall see there. How's that? Oh, did you just pop out of existence for a second? How's the thing doing? I can't even interact with the thing. My disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined. Oh, I thought I did for a second. Oh, I didn't. Weird. What a weird looking game. Anyway, the reason why I didn't tinker around all that much in the character creator and just kind of breeze through is because, much like pretty much every other Pokemon game ever, when you pick your starter, it has a 87.5% chance of being male and a 12.5% chance of being female. But the Paper Mario reference that I'm making here to Vivian, that's a female character, and it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense with, like, male Sprigatito. So, this is like a freaking cooking show, and I prepared it ahead of time. This is my Harmonia 2 account. It's already prepared ahead of time on my Harmonia 1 account, so... yeah, I'm like a professional baker now. A professional TV baker is what I'm doing here. So I tinkered around a lot more off camera in the character creator in this file here. But yeah, it's basically just this point in the story. So yeah, that's the reason. So sorry if I didn't show off much of the character creator. Maybe I should have shown off more of it anyway, even though I'd gotten through a lot of it before. But I was just like, I have it set up, so I'll just go through it. If anyone really wants to see the character creator, can just look up all the specific thingamabobs of the character creator, I figure. Otherwise, I'll take the advice of Monty Python and just get on with it! Yeah, I've been bamboozled. You thought that was the real playthrough file? Nah, this is the real playthrough file. So, well, it looks slightly different, not all that much. So I tinkered around a little bit more with the character creator, but, you know, it's probably not all that much different anyway. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to try and find the exact thing that I had going on before. But yeah, so I have Vivian here in this file. So yeah. Oh, I love it. I like how the Rotom phone comes out when you're, when you open your menu. That's a cool, charming thing. I like that, though. I will say. But yeah, I had to reset a bunch to name a female Fennekin after your dog got passed. It was so worth it. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to, go and do that, you know. Let's yoink. Potion. The PNG art of that is actually really good, I will say. So somewhere down by the beach. Or that's stepping on the beach. Sorry, that's just what I thought. Gosh dang it. It's not even the right lyrics. It's not down by the beach. I'm glad I can make that corner. You can't shake these or anything, can you? Nope. But yeah, there's that. Let's yoink. I said let's yoink. I said let's yoink! Alright, there's the potion. I was gonna say something else and then I completely forgot. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk a little bit about rivals. So, a lot of people have complained about the Pokemon series in terms of rivals no longer being, you know, some jerk who's always out to get you and is always showing that they're better than you and stuff like that. Instead changing into a more, I don't know how to phrase it, more easygoing character who's here to be your friend and support you and stuff like that. A lot of people haven't liked that shift. Personally, I find it that it's like, you know, they were doing the same thing for so long with, you know, the kind of jerk rival who's always trying to be better than you anyway, that, you know, it was about time that they did something different. But now the problem is that something different has been done 3 times in a row, where it's a nice rival who just wants to be your friend and chooses the starter that you have an advantage against for 3 games in a row. It's kind of like in Generation 3, when they introduced Blaziken as a fire fighting type, and people were like, oh, this is new, this is different, fire fighting, that's kind of cool. And then Generation 4, and it was like, oh, Infernape, it's fire fighting? Didn't we just have that last generation? That's kind of strange to be doing that again. And then Generation 5, Emboar, which was fire fighting, and it's like, oh, come on, can you give it a rest already? No more firefighting! And then when Generation 6 was coming out, everyone was joking that, like, Fennekin was gonna evolve into firefighting. Because it had happened 3 times in a row. Because up to that point, it had happened more than half the time. 3 out of 5 times for the 5 generations. It was nutty. So, like, in Generation 7, I did not mind having a rival who's just here to be your friend and is an easygoing guy and chooses the Pokemon that you have an advantage against. I mean, he also started with an extra Pokemon. No, I'm getting mixed up with Hop. My goodness gracious. I didn't mind that all that much. But then in Generation 8, it's like, didn't they just do the same character archetype last time? How, what? To the point that they reused a lot of animations from how. And then here, when you have another rival that is just an easygoing one that, you know, just wants to be your friend and chooses the Pokemon that you have an advantage against, it's like, oh, come on, you've done it 3 times in a row now. I'm not saying that I'm one of those people that's just like, oh, we need a rival that needs to be like an absolute jerk to you and is always trying to be better than you, or else it's not a real rival. I'm not one of those kinds of people. I do like there being difference. I don't mind, you know, sometimes having a rival that, you know, is doing something different like this, like wanting to be your friend. But they've done it 3 times in a row now. Like, you'd think that they could change it up. Anyway, I just wanted to give a little bit of a rival tangent was all. And one can be a Pokemon trainer as long as they have Pokemon by their side. And it's our duty as trainers to help our Pokemon grow stronger through battle. So, ready to battle me, Harmonia? Yeah, sure am. I look like a twink. Perfecto, I'm so excited. For this battle, I think I'll use Miss Nimona. I trust you remember that Master Harmonia is wholly inexperienced in Pokemon battling. Yeah, I don't know what a Pokemon battle is. Not at all there. Whoops, good call, Director. I was about to send out one of my usual partners right off the bat. I guess I'll take this chance to try my new buddy instead. Oh, so she also starts with multiple Pokemon, like Hop there, is the case. Well, a rival that starts nice, then it devolves into Despise You. That'd be cool. That'd be really neat there. Because, you know, there have been some rivals that have had character development through the story. So to see one that takes, like, a darker turn, and it's like, wow, that sure went places, that'd be cool. Now you're making me want that. Hello, Anma, my dear, what are you putting yourself through? Good morning. I'm putting myself through getting freaking part 1 of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet out on the YouTube channel on release day instead of the day after, because I know that it's something that people want to see and stuff. I did a whole lot of things with friendos today, was the thing. I was doing some gaming with a friendo just before going out to pick up Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and then rather than, you know, hanging out with this new group of people that I met, I went and hung out with, you know, these friends I haven't seen in like 4 years, and, you know, had to spend probably an extra 45 minutes in line because of that, but I got to hang out with them throughout that because of it. And then stopping by my cousin's place to make that freaking shrine of Pokemon stuff and leave Pokemon Violet there and stuff for, you know, my little cousin and stuff. And now here I am streaming this at a ridiculous hour so that, you know, the people following my channel that have been looking forward to this can actually see some of it on day 1 instead of waiting for the day after. All of the past 24 hours have been me freaking doing crazy things to make people happy and stuff in all sorts of ways. But hey, that's what I like doing. So, you know, I'll do it. Guess I'll take this chance to chat my new buddy instead. Though, like I mentioned before, this is going to be a short stream because it's hella late, and in less than 40 minutes, I'll have been up for 24 hours. So, you know, come on, Harmonia, let's have us a fruitful battle. So I might not be 100% there as well with how tired I am. And yeah, like I said, the human models of this game are actually really good, quite frankly. Yeah, there's Quaxley. No, it's 7:23 a.m. and you're currently waiting to clock into work. You're going to be selling some copies of Scarlet and Violet yourself over at GameStop. I know this is your first Pokemon battle, so let's just have some fun. Sure, let's do that. I like how the UI in the bottom left there shows, you know, how many Pokemon you have there. Oh, and their Pokemon. Alright, yeah, I don't mind the UI so far. Let's see here. So we start out with Leafage. Good move to be starting out with. Right at level 5. He must have been studying up. Smart move. Grass is strong against water. One of my pet peeves with the Pokemon series, like, since forever, is the fact that grass type is called grass type and not plant type. Like, let's face it, it means plant type. Grass is just, you know, a type of plant. Anyway, that's been one of my long-standing pet peeves since, like, forever. That really doesn't really matter all that much, but is just kind of irks. Wait, is freaking Fuecoco just chilling back there? It's just chilling there like, ah! What the heck? I loved that. It was just watching back there. Wow, not bad, neighbor. Oh, 300 Pokemon prize money. Something else that bothers you about the newer rivals that they choose a type disadvantage starter. Yeah, it's another thing where it's like, alright, do it once and, you know, maybe it's not a bad idea. But 3 times in a row, it's like, alright, this is kind of getting a little bit old now. Especially considering that them choosing a Pokemon that had an advantage against you was such an incredible learning tool. It's kind of, this is probably a really bad game to compare it to, but comparing it to Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, you're not given, you know, direction at the beginning of the game. It's just like, here's the hub, figure out where you're supposed to go. And how you figure out where you're supposed to go is you just kind of go in the direction with the enemies that kill you the least. If you go into an area and the enemies shred you, it's like, oh, this isn't the way to go. And you go into a area where enemies seem like they're more about your level, and it's like, oh, okay, this is the way to go. So, you know, it kind of teaches you in that way, the way that you're supposed to go, without explicitly saying it. In Pokemon series past, the rival choosing a starter that had an advantage against you would be teaching you that, like, oh, I actually need to mix up my team past more than just this one Pokemon. Because when I played my first Pokemon game of Diamond, I basically just used one Pokemon, my starter of Turtwig to Torterra. I started using my Starly into Staraptor a little bit later when I started to learn that, like, wow, It kind of sucks to just be using one Pokemon. I mean, granted, both my Pokemon are still weak to ice, so I still kind of screwed myself, but, you know, what did I know as a kid there? But the rival having an advantage against you was such an incredible learning tool to tell the player that you have to mix it up. Similar to how Dark Souls would be like, hey, the enemies around here are killing you a lot more than the enemies over there. Maybe you should take on the enemies over there. I know that Dark Souls is probably like a pretty from left field game to be comparing it to, but that was just the first thing that I thought of. Hello, Kraken. How are you doing today? Yeah, the Pokemon is Fuecoco. It's going to be in the afternoon, working 7:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Your nightmare job first, then selling copies while picking up yours today by 5 p.m. But yeah, still going to be selling copies there with the GameStop job there. You want game journalist? This is Dark Souls. Okay, I'm not going to be a freaking game journalist that's like the game is difficult, therefore Dark Souls. I'm not going to deprive into that, okay? We're talking about, you know, in the way that the game teaches you what you're supposed to do, which has nothing to do with the difficulty. Look at you, winning your first battle. Well, I mean, I guess it would play in the difficulty, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, you know? The rival needs to be Godric the Grafted, oh god. When your first Pokemon battle ever, first battle ever, got even more potential than I thought. You're gonna be a strong trainer for sure. But now I want to try a different strategy. Let's go again, just one more battle. Oh, does she actually pull out an advantage against me this time? Or something? Look at him waddling. I love him. He's like, ah! Master Harmonia and his Sprigatito are surely weary already from that last battle. Sorry, I got kind of caught up in all the excitement. I'm really sorry, Harmonia. Same to your Sprigatito, too. My Sprigatito has a name. Don't worry about it. Let's battle again soon. Don't worry about it. Alright, thanks, Harmonia. You two seem to be becoming fast friends right after I said no to friendship earlier, though you've only just met. Can I count on you to take your new schoolmate here under your wing, Miss Nimona? I'm sure he can learn a great deal from a champion-ranked trainer such as yourself. You bet, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Since you're new to training Pokemon, there's an app you definitely need. That's why this stream is sponsored by Rage. You have a smartphone, right? Let me see it first. Or you have a, gosh dang it, wrong voice, gosh dang it. By the way, how's Pokemon still not have voice acting? Pokedex app presented to your Rotom phone. Pokedex will automatically register any Pokemon you catch. Like a Fuecoco just chilling back there. It's a must-have for Pokemon trainers. It's a super handy app. Our homeroom teacher, Mr. Jack, actually made it himself. Wow. How many people have invented the Pokedex in the Pokemon universe at this point? Back in my day, we used to play finished video games. We used ordinary paper and handwritten notes to compile our Pokedexes. It's quite the age we live in now. Oh, filling out a Pokedex by hand? Can't even imagine how much work that would take. No, I suppose you can't. Yet no matter how much the times may change, the wonder of meeting new Pokemon never does. That is truly a timeless pleasure, and that's why these games keep selling as well as they do. And the more Pokemon that you encounter, the more you'll find yourself growing and changing. They really love the fade transition now, my goodness gracious. Like, it's not a bad thing per se. I mean, it might get distracting if it keeps on going, but we'll see. Hope you would both work hard toward the goal of completing your own Pokedexes. It's like every transition is like a fade transition. I appreciate the 50 bits there, Anima.
Okies, I gotta go work, bye.
Bye-bye. I'll have fun over at work there. There's a little Shamrock with Darkrai. Now, Mr. Mona, I do still have a few matters to discuss with your parents. Could I depend on you to see Master Harmonia to the academy? You will be doing me quite a favor. Of course, leave it to me. Then I leave him in your capable hands. Alright, little one. It's time you and I were on our way. Was I a good starter choice? Yes. You are the best. Now you must go. Yeah, doing well. Just woke up. You want Pokemon to have Raid Shadow Legends? What, just actually put a sponsorship in? Watch Malte show up for the 4th playthrough in a row. I haven't seen the full Pokedex of this game yet, but I think Kricketune is one of them, I think. So, sorry about my coughing. Still recovering from being a little bit sick. Maybe I ought to make a little more time to work on my Pokedex along with all my battling. Oh, right. I swear, if you need to catch all the Pokemon in this game to actually beat it, like Legends Arceus, then I swear. In terms of beating the story, I'm not talking about seeing the credits. Before somebody is like, actually, you know. Speaking of Pokedexes, Harmonia, you've probably never caught a wild Pokemon, right? I'll show you the ropes before I take you to the academy. Come with me. This is probably going to be like the longest part 1 in my whole Pokemon series thus far. If it's still going on past this point, I've been streaming for close to an hour. Opening your Pokedex, press the minus button to open the Pokedex app on your Rotom phone in a flash. You can also navigate to your Pokedex by pressing the X button from the map app. I was thinking an hour was going to be like my max, but, you know, I'll at least see the academy and stuff. And probably cut this part off and start the next one at the, Oh. That's strange with the stairs. I've seen that kind of thing happen in other video games before, though. So it's not like a complete first. I don't know what other games it was. I can't name them off the top of my head, but I swear I've seen that in other games before. Oh, Harmonia. I hear that Nemona here will be taking you to school. Please save me, Mother. That's right, ma'am. Leave it to me. So you've already managed to make a friend, involuntarily. And I read about all the wonderful teachers you'll have looking after you at the school. Plus so many handy facilities you can use as much as you like. Add in your new friend Nemona, and it sounds like your school life is shaping up to be fantastic. I haven't even been in the school yet. Now, you'll be staying... Was that a capture card thing, or was that the game stuttering with the text for a moment? Or maybe probably, it wouldn't be my monitor, would it? I don't know. I'm already losing my mind. Now, you'll be staying in the school dorm, so Wait! My house is just down the road! Why would I stay in the school dorms? I'm staying in the school dorms, so I want you to promise me you'll eat proper meals. I live a freaking 15-second walk away! Here's a bit of spending money to start off with. I also packed the lunch for your first day. You obtained the sandwich from Mom! Ah, yes! Now my life is complete. I obtained the sandwich from Mom. Okay, so it was definitely something that was on the stream in some way or another, whether it was the game or my capture card. Sometimes I don't trust my capture card. My capture card sketches me out a little bit, so I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. So, you know, I'm not going to immediately conclude it was the game. Put the sandwich from Mom in your bag's key items pocket. Excuse me? What? Sandwich. A dish made by sandwiching vegetables and meat or other ingredients between 2 pieces of bread. Makes a fantastic meal when out on a picnic. Excuse me, I put that in my key items pocket? Hell, and maybe you better take these too. You obtained 5 potions. Wow. I basically just got the pre-order bonus of pre-ordering from what was it, Best Buy, right? Essentially. Or what was it? It was like 10 potions and 3 revives. Or something like that. I remember. I have it. I can load it up. In my folder where I'm just, you know, putting all my stuff together for the eventual Scarlet Violet video essay. I have images of all the different pre-order bonuses to keep track of what the heck they all are. Hold on, what was the healing item set? Let's see here. Alright, so, if you ordered from Amazon, you got the healing item set, which was 10 potions, 10 antidotes, and 3 revives. Alright, so I basically just got a significant portion of the bonus that I would have gotten if I pre-ordered this game off of Amazon. Isn't that great? Put the potions in your bag's medicines pocket. This is one that precious little partner of yours should get hurt in battle. I know that every day in your new life is going to be full of exciting experiences far from home. Just try to savor them all. The good times and the hard times too. But if you ever want to come back home, you know your bed is always ready for you. Great, it's 15 seconds away. Oh, alright then. Means you better be off, I suppose. Take care on the way to school! It's like 3 seconds from here! I mean, take care on the way to school. We just barely stepped off the school premises. How far do we think we are? Do you need new glasses? Is your depth perception screwed up? Mom, Mother's so nice, Harmonia. Oh, but I was gonna teach you how to catch wild Pokemon. Come on, vamos! Alright. Here we go. This way. Here I go.